Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Fish Sandwich Patrol, bringing you some musings about my legendary campaign that I've been trying for days to finally win a legendary campaign, and it has happened. I am the Tokugawa. I've gotten all the provinces that I needed, took Kyoto and held it for a year, and now I am Shogun and won the grand campaign. So it was a hell of a ride. It pushed me to the absolute limit of my total war ability, because you can't just be able to win battles to win a legendary. You have to win on the campaign map. That's where it's won and lost on legendary. There's a lot of lessons that I learned as I was doing it. So the most important thing to do if you're on the legendary campaign is to just constantly be building units. How low my income is, only making 464 koku, hello kitty, per turn. That's because I have a bunch of armies. I have a stack in the northeast way up here, which is like the home guard, because you'll constantly be invaded from the sea on legendary. On really any difficulty, I guess, but it makes it even worse on legendary. And I've got three and a half stacks all on the western front line. So strategy, like, what faction do you pick? I picked the Tokugawa. I just did it because I tried pretty much every other faction and just decided to go with the Tokugawa because I thought, screw it, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And it's kind of difficult in a way, especially for the Tokugawa, because you actually start as a vassal to the Imagawa, and who are right here in these two provinces, Totomi and Suruga. And so you can't declare war on anybody. You can't do anything diplomatically, essentially, until they're gone. So you face a dilemma early on, whether you want to just go after them right away or kind of wait it out. After 2 or 3 tries where I just kind of got wrecked in the early game going directly after Imagawa, I decided to kind of wait it out, and it worked pretty well for me, because if you go after them right away, they always alive the Hojo and the Takeda, like, right away. So I had to fight those. And in another campaign where I almost won, I got to like 13 provinces before it all crumbled under me. I actually fought the Takeda and the Hojo straight away after taking out the Imagawa because they were all allied. So waiting it out, I think, is good for the Tokugawa. But speaking of position, like where you start on the map, it's a good thing to consider, because it seems really an easy choice to be one of the factions that start on the extreme ends of Japan, like the Shimazu or like the Date, possibly the Chosukabe, because they're on this island right here. And you think being in central Honshu is going to be really hard. And in a way it is, but I find that it's not that much different from playing on one of the extreme ends here. Because first of all, the Shimazu actually have a pretty hard start. It says it's easy, but it's not, because these factions all around here are really, really strong, and you have to deal with Christianity right away. So it's actually, I tried the Satsuma and I just kind of fizzled out really fast. So screw that, I threw that campaign away. And I tried the Date, and I was like, well, they're all the way up here. It's pretty barren, and there's not a whole lot of people. It should be pretty easy, but there's just so much land to cover when you're up here. It really just kills your momentum early on, because you get like it takes you forever to take like these 4 provinces, and that's even if you have enough manpower to even take them. So Date is actually a pretty hard start. So, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Central Honshu. I'm just going to be like the Takeda, which I failed. I failed as the Takeda. And then I tried as the Tokugawa, and I kind of fell in love with the faction, partially because how their units look. Like this yellow or gold and white color scheme is just really awesome. And it's got a really hard, supposedly hard start position. It's like, well, whatever, I'm going to go for it. You get bonuses to your agents, which is cool, because agents are really important on Legendary. You'll get spammed with agents, and you have to deal with them. I've had campaigns fizzle out just because all my dudes got assassinated and stuff. So those Metsukeis are really, really important. I think actually Metsukeis are the best agent on Legendary, just because you can get those ninjas out of the way so easily. And they can oversee your cities to help with repression as well. So expanding was like, actually, it was like the most doomed to fail campaign at the start, because I took out the Oda, who you start at war with, and then I was able to kill the Imagawa when the Hojo declared war on them. Actually, the Hojo just declared war and wiped them out. I didn't get any of their provinces, but it, took them out of the running. So I snaked up this way, all the way to Wakasa, and then I ended up declaring war on the Hojo, and then I snaked all the way down here and up into this area. And so I was like a big long line of just a single chain of provinces, and it was really, really precarious. And then the Takeda, who were huge and took over this whole central area, declared war on me. I was like, oh man, that's the end of the campaign. They're going to just flood over my lines and take all these single provinces. It'll be really easy. But it turns out they burned out all their men in the northeast. They were fighting like the Uesugi way up here and just used all their men, and they didn't have anybody. So I just swarmed over all their lands and took it over, and then pretty much hit the realm divide from there. So Realm Divide's a very scary thing. Like I said, the biggest key to winning in Legendary is to just constantly be pumping out units. Just never stop, pretty much, because you will lose a lot of men. Invasion forces will come all over the place. Like this Home Guard up here in the northeast has been running all over Japan just for the past like 10 years. It's insane because they just keep landing them like full stacks. You'll see like Fukushima got taken by the Uchi. There's like a full stack right here. Just really annoying. That's the thing about Legendary. It is really annoying. I think it's a Shogun 2 campaign. I hated it for the longest time, and I still kind of do because I find it very annoying. But at the same time, it's a real challenge. And I've never had a challenge on the strategic level from a Total War game like I've had from this one. So I was actually pretty impressed with how well designed it is. I personally don't think it's the funnest campaign. I think it's kind of annoying to have like invasion forces going everywhere, but it really does push you to the limits. And I really highly suggest anybody who really likes this game, give a Legendary campaign a try, because it's like nothing I think you'd ever play in a Total War game. Like, I've never had the strategic level even matter. Like in Medieval 2, in Rome, like previous Total Wars, I haven't played any of the new ones, unfortunately, that came after this one. But in those ones, I just have like 1 or 2 stacks, even on the hardest difficulty, and just kind of bulldoze over everybody. But you just can't bulldoze in this game. The diplomacy is actually pretty decent, and alliances can get formed against you, and people are always declaring war. And you got to remember, like, this is the Sengoku period. Like, alliances are probably really shaky, and people just doing what benefited them with hundreds of clans all over the place. So just watch your back and keep building those units like crazy. So it was a heck of a ride. Oh man, it took me days to finally get a good campaign because it is really, really hard. The Legendary campaign is really hard. Like, I can't even... Oh my god, like, I'm so burned out right now. So many battles because... oh, there's one thing about the battles. Bows are really, really, really strong on Legendary. Bows will absolutely shred you. They were the scariest unit in the game. Even Yari, or Bow Ashigaru, just scared the crap out of me. In every battle, I would like... my first priority was like, stop those bows from shooting. Stop the bows, because they just absolutely destroy you. And your bows, by comparison, aren't nearly as good. So you have to have like a big missile advantage if you want to try and out-skirmish them. Very difficult. But I did it. I want to make this video saying I did it. I got the achievement. There's the Tokugawa victory. Oh man. I'm just kind of venting right now. There it is. Against all odds, campaign Legendary victory. Tokugawa victory, and you get all the previous campaign difficulty achievements as well when you do that. So that's all I got. Ask me any questions you have about the Legendary campaign. I'm not a big single player person in Shogun 2, but you know, I'm one of the 1% that has the Legendary campaign achievement. So, you know, I know a thing or two. I've been there, I've done it. Highly recommend you try it if you've never done it before. If maybe you only play it online, or you play on the easier difficulties, because it is possible. Like, when I first started doing these Legendary campaigns, I actually thought this is really stupid and this is just impossible because everybody hates you and everybody just declares war on you pretty much right from the beginning. So, oh yeah, on the diplomacy front, honor is super, super important. Your daimyo has to be really honorable. Mine has 5 stars right now. He had 6, but I looted Kyoto thinking I'd be good for my honor, and I lost an honor, which sucks. At this point, it's not as big a deal as it would have been in the early game. But it's still bad because your honor actually affects how your province repression is. So if you have 6-star honor, you get +2 bonus to public order, which unfortunately, when I lost that 1 star, pushed a bunch of my provinces to the -1 in repression. So I had to build units and exemption from taxes to kind of deal with it. So definitely watch out for that. So if you keep your honor really high, and fortunately the Tokugawa, it makes it kind of easier because you get a bonus to diplomatic relations, which is really nice in Legendary. The longer you can hold off everybody declaring war on you, the better. So you can get to a strong position. So Tokugawa, maybe not as hard as it sounds, I don't think, but you know, they have their own challenges because you don't get any battle units that have any bonuses. So you don't have like the Chosukabe bows, you know, that are really good at shooting people in the face. You don't get that. You get the agent bonus and the diplomatic relations bonus, which definitely useful in their own ways. But you got to think about it a little differently maybe than the other factions. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, advice, or whatever about the Legendary campaign. Now that I have one under my belt, I kind of wish I'd been recording the whole thing, but you know, whatever. I just couldn't be asked to after so many attempts. And I think I'm going to show one of the battles that I did just because it's kind of an interesting battle about how you can win against the AI. So I think I'm going to do that next, but thanks for watching, everybody, and good luck on the battlefield.